got some news and the like to shuffle through, so take your seats and light a fresh one. After much deliberation, the mayoral election will be going ahead this Friday, despite the assassination attempt made by an unidentified gunman last Monday, which left 3 injured, among them being mayoral candidate Victor Waltz. When interviewed about the incident, Waltz said, quote, "He pinked me, I tell ya. It was a minor inconvenience. It will take a lot more than that to take me down. The assassin should work on his aim." He went on to say that the incident will not hinder his bout for office. Now that's stone cold, ain't it, folks? Looks like Waltz is sizing up to be a fierce candidate for office. Again, Election Friday. Get those votes in. There's been numerous troubles at McCarthy waterfront as of late. The increase of sharks in the area has been a growing source of concern, coming way closer to the dockyards than they have in the past. Pair that with increased aggression, and you have yourself a recipe for a miserable recreational swimming activity. On top of that, there have been a couple union-related troubles, causing numerous supply chain issues. Many worker riots have broken out, and the Longshore Union leader was recently found in pieces near the McCarthy waterfront, which has done nothing but stir the angry mob. This is an ongoing development, so we'll keep you posted. And now, the weather. It's 53 degrees at the moment, and it ain't getting any warmer, so best get a warm cup of joe ready if that slight chill's getting to you. Heavy showers and thunderstorms are expected to stick around long into the evening, so cozy up and keep those windows shut. Anyway, I'm sure you're through listening to me. Mother always said I'm a lousy weatherman. But fret not, folks. I got just the perfect guys for you. Here's Bob Causer and his Cornellians with Stormy Weather.
I don't know why there's no sun up in the sky, stormy weather, since my gal and I ain't together. Keeps raining all the time, and life is bare, gloom and misery everywhere, stormy weather, just can't get my poor self together. I'm weary all the time, so weary all the time. When she went away, the blues walked in and met me. If she stays away, old rocking chair will get me. All I do is pray the Lord above will let me walk in the sun once more. I can't go on. Everything I had is gone, stormy weather, since my gal and I ain't together. Keeps raining all the time, keeps raining all the time.
in Umber. Chivalry from your fellow man is no longer the guarantee it once was. Now, of course, you can acquire an automobile for that extra guarantee of a safe street traversal, but alas, it is no longer the rare sight it once was. When you're driving any old scrap heap, you're just as vulnerable as any other fellow. But when you drive with the Paragon Motor Company, you're a cut above the rest. Goons will scatter at the first sight of those piercing beams from your headlights. Your horn will send them scattering like seagulls at a foghorn. And the roar of that engine is enough to put the fear of God back into a man. Because when you drive with Paragon, you drive with purpose. Hell of a time we're living in, ain't it, Switchblade City? You're listening to Locale with Al. With me, Al Sweetman. And we're back with some late-night news for you all. After last week's hefty showers, the city's been left behind the eight ball. Since it rained almost every day, there's been some flooding around the harbor district. And thanks to some collapsed pipework, a few central suburbs of the city have also been flooded. City sewage workers are on the job and repairs have been going steady, but estimated date of repair is yet to be provided by the city council. With the upcoming weather, things are going to get a whole lot worse before they get better, so here's hoping they nip it in the bud before the end of the week. In lighter news, the Sylvite Concert Hall is gearing up for a fantastic opening of the new hit farcical comedy play, After You, written by Umberg's own Marty Kelly. The star-studded cast includes some of the Golden Tower's coolest cats, including Timothy Rex as con-man Hugo First and Jack Shanahan as Undertaker Tom Blackwell. Critics who've seen previews of the show call it an absolute riot. So, fellas, grab a broad and take the night off. You've earned it. After You opens Saturday, so be sure to get those tickets fast. They ain't gonna last. And finally, there's been a fire at the Singleton Clothing Factory. The whole block's been turned into a black spot and has caused some serious damage to the local area. Local UPD fire response units are still battling the blaze, so no body count just yet. We'll keep you posted. Locale with Al is brought to you tonight by Moonlight Smokes. Moonlight Smokes. Bold and smooth. Find them on the top shelf of your local tobacconist. And now, another track from Al's old stash. Now this one's a personal favorite of mine. It's one of those songs that really connects with you. Like an old friend telling you a story you couldn't remember. Enjoy the sweet and heartwarming tones of Linda Lee in a stunning rendition of Fancy Meeting You.
Remember when the world began, you were my prehistoric man. The dawn broke like two lovesick fish in the sea. We awoke and love climbed up our family tree. When hearts are true, what's 1,000 years or two? It paid to wait for old man Fate to lead us out of the zoo. It all goes
Say, I have a question for you. When you meet a new person these days, what's the first thing you take note of? Is it their looks? Is it their attitude? You may think it's one or all of the above. Let me tell you what you really see. The secret is dress. From the hats they wear to the shoes they bear, every article of the clothing on their back has informed that first impression, whether you like it or not. And that's where we come in. Marv's everyday apparel is set on ensuring you master the art of that first impression. Tell the world you're worthy of respect. Give troublemakers a clear warning that you mean business. And relish in the side effect of comfortable, snug clothing that'll protect you from the elements. Because when you want to look distinctly you, head on over to Marv's Everyday Apparel. Located on the corner of Forest Street and Clapton Avenue, downtown. Hope you were all keeping well while old Al was gone. Because I've got plenty more news for you all tonight. There's always something happening in Switchblade City. Mary Caldwell has been slated to feature in a starring role in the new Henry Ambrose flick, In Pursuit of Violence. However, production has been seemingly stalled at Studio SKO, leaving the film in production limbo. If you're asking why it's stalled, well, that's above my pay grade. Some tips say Caldwell has something to do with it, but that's about all I got for you. Sorry to the fans out there I'm leaving hanging, but we'll keep you posted. The Umberg Zoo has recently received a generous donation from the Benedetto family, with Don Ettore Benedetto taking an interest in bolstering the upkeep of the joint. This comes after an incident last month, when an elephant escaped and rampaged down Hawthorne Street, knocking over a newspaper stand, trampling three poor schmucks who were just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and turning one poor sucker into sidewalk dazed. Hopefully with a bit more moolah in their pockets, they can afford some tougher bars. And finally, there has been a mass public demand for higher UPD presence in what has colloquially been coined the Blade, a part of East Side Umberg that has seen a skyrocket in both crime rate and poverty. The increase in gang violence in the area has resulted in the destruction of many local businesses, and even the odd apartment block or two has seen its landlords out on their hides. The UPD has yet to make an official statement in regards to tackling any of the issues listed above, but hopefully they just have their hands full with other cases, and that wouldn't be a shock to anyone. Now, would it? Now, folks, I have a confession. Local with Al likes to keep our tunes varied, but I just can't get the beautiful voice of Linda Lee out of my head. And if our tastes are anything alike, I bet that neither can you. So, at the risk of being a bit repetitive, we're going to be playing another track from the fine dame. From Miss Lee, here's I Can't Escape From You.
wander any place that I please. And yeah, I can't escape from you. Free as a breeze, I'm free as the birds in the trees. I'm even free to sail the seven seas. And yeah, I can't escape from you. I could ride away and hide away where we were miles apart. But when I got there, I'd find you there, right in my heart. So you see that I'm really not free. I'm so afraid you might escape from me. And yes, I just can't escape from you.
A hard day's work is the hardest beating a man can get. Ain't you done frowning at your papers on your desk, wondering when your mind's gonna catch up? Heart tempo going down, with that thirst going unquenched? My friend, you need a bottle of Ace Cola, imbued with a strength that even the aces would have tipped their hats to. It's the finest beverage in town. So, get those palpitations beaten, hit that adrenaline high, 'cause buddy, once that nice cold glass hits your lips and that nectar goes down your throat, life is back in your body and you'll be back on the top of your game. So, crack open that bottle and get back into the fight for your life.